Ladies and gentlemen, the Nintendo Switch 2 has been out for over a month, and for the most part, I'm really enjoying this console, right? I mean, when you ask me what do I enjoy about it, there's quite a few things actually. Number one is the size difference. It's bigger and better, and that's what I was looking for. When they said they were getting a new console, it's gonna be the Switch, but a better version. I was just hoping for a bigger console, and we have that checked off. The Joy-Cons feel way better. They are actually one of the things I disliked the most about the Switch. I thought they felt cheap and flimsy, and that's all pretty much fixed now. The entire time that I had my Switch, from 2018 on, I had multiple Switches. I played it docked to the TV maybe 10 times. In the past month, I have played my Switch 2 docked to the TV probably 25 times, if not more. I mean, it's just a better console to play docked to the TV because of their power and performance, and that's another thing I really enjoy about my Switch 2. A great thing about the Switch 2 is the storage. I don't know off the top of my head, but I want to say 64 gigabytes is what the Switch OLED was. The Switch 2 is 256 gigabytes right out the gate, and then it's very cheap to get another 256 gigabytes or maybe even more. So way more storage. Every single thing that I like about the Switch 2 that I just mentioned to you has created a major problem for me. And I mean a real problem. And that problem is... Whoa, I think I got cut off there. That problem is the backlog. Yes, this feels like a first world problem. Are you telling me that you have too many games and this is a problem for you? This is actually a very serious problem that plagues a lot of gamers. And until I got the Switch 2, I never understood this problem. I never experienced this problem, but now I have, and I gotta talk about it. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep our amazing communities growing, and let's just get into this video. So what is the backlog problem? Let me explain it in the most simple way. Essentially, it's when you have too many games and you don't know what to play, or you find a game to play but you can't get into it. And a common way that this problem normally pops up is with PC users or people who use Steam. You'll hear people say, I have 500 games on my Steam account and I'm still buying games every time there's a sale. More games are cool, but how are you going to find the time to play them? On my Nintendo Switch, I normally had about 3 games or 4 games that I would rotate through, right? I would have the main game that I'm playing, for instance, Breath of the Wild. Then I would have a game that I could play for 5 or 10 minutes, so maybe a little skateboarding game, or something like Vampire Survivors. I can play 5 minutes, or I could play an hour. It's just something I can jump in and out of, and I don't really have to focus that much on it. Then I would have maybe like a free-to-play game like Fortnite, right? So I would have those 3 games, and I would have those 3 games at one time, and that's it. Then I would beat Breath of the Wild, and I would get another main game, and then maybe I got tired of Vampire Survivors, so I would switch to Stardew Valley. And then if I wasn't playing Fortnite, maybe I was playing Fall Guys, but that's what I was playing, and I always knew what I was playing. And you guys would message me on Instagram or in comments sometimes and say, hey, can you make a video about backlog problems or how to attack your backlog? And I would always tell you guys, I'm not the right person for this. I don't even see how it's an issue. It's not an issue I have. That was until I received my Nintendo Switch 2. This is starting to become a real problem for me. So far, my experience on the Switch 2 is a great experience, but already on my Nintendo Switch 2, I think I have like 12 games downloaded, and I have never ever done that in my entire life on any console ever. Whether it be Xbox, my PS5, or now my Switch 2. I mean, now my Switch 2 is happening, but prior to that, I have never had that many games downloaded at once. And these aren't little games either. Like, I have Pokemon Violet, I have Tears of the Kingdom, I have Cyberpunk, I have some pretty big games downloaded, as well as some indie games and some other games as well, like Fortnite. I don't know how many gigabytes, but I'm sure that's a bunch. And the problem, which shouldn't be a problem and isn't a problem, but is a problem some way, somehow, is I just have too much damn storage. So instead of deleting a game or downloading a game when I want to play it, I'll just download it and maybe I'll play it later, or maybe I'll play it now, or who cares? I have so much storage. I'll show it on the screen, but I still think I have like over 200 gigabytes of free storage after downloading like 12 games. So why would I ever delete a game? There's really no point, right? And now that I have all this storage, I started buying games for no reason. And as a gamer or somebody who might consider themselves a game collector, that sounds like a good problem to have. But for the Nintendo Switch and my PS5, I never collected games. What I would do is buy a game physically, beat the game, and then sell that game towards my next game. That's what I've always done. On the Switch too, I'm buying games for no reason. You guys know I give away eShop gift cards every single Saturday, multiple ones, in videos. It's just what I like doing. So sometimes when I'm buying eShop gift cards, I'll accidentally buy too many gift cards, or I'll have some extra ones, and I'll just add them to my Nintendo account, and then I'll just buy some games. But I don't even need a game, and that's the problem. For instance, the other day I bought 2 games for absolutely no reason. I had $10 on my eShop account, went and looked at an eShop sale, and bought 2 games. But the problem is, I have other games that I'm playing that I haven't even got close to beating or even actually gotten into yet. But this problem is even worse than that, because now I'm doing this with physical games as well. I'm finding game deals, or I'm finding cheap Switch games, and what I'm telling myself is, well, you know, a lot of these Switch games are running better on the Switch too, so I should play them on the Switch too. Some of these games I never played on the Switch because I wasn't interested at all. So why buy them for my Switch too when I wasn't interested to begin with? Because it runs better? But I don't even really want to play these games. I'm just buying them for no reason. Yeah, I'm buying Switch 2 games. I'm buying Switch games. I think Amazon Prime Day deals are going on, so I just bought a game on Amazon. Like, I do want to play this, but not anytime soon. I have games I'm playing. I want to play Donkey Kong. That's coming up. I have other stuff I want to play. So I'm going to buy this game and eventually play it, which is cool. But until you actually play that game, and I'm not a game collector, so I'm not going to collect it. I'll eventually sell it one day probably towards other games. I'm wasting money because I'm buying something just for no reason. I'm not playing it yet. I'm not going to collect it. So I'm wasting money. At least that's how I look at it. And the reason why this is a problem for me, and I'm assuming other people who have too big of a backlog or too many games, the problem is it's so efficient and easy, right? Let's say I have 12 games downloaded, at least that's what I think I have. It takes nothing for me to hop into a game. So I can open up a game and play 2 minutes, and then I get distracted, and I'm like, oh, maybe I actually want to play Zelda. So then I'll hop into Zelda, and maybe I forgot what I was doing. Maybe the task at hand, the shrine is too big, or I'm at a boss fight or something. Maybe it's something I don't feel like doing, so then I'm like, well, I'll hop into something else. Then I start playing that. Within a matter of 30 minutes, I've played 5 games, but I really haven't played any of them because I haven't gave myself enough time to get into any of them, and then I just wasted 30 minutes. I have never in my life had this problem before because remember, I just had 3 games at a time on my Switch. So I knew I would play this game, Zelda at night when I had some time. I would play Vampire Survivors when I had like 20 minutes to kill, and then Fortnite when I wanted to play with some friends. I knew when I was going to play whatever game. Now, I open up my Switch too, and there's just so many games. I'm like, what do I feel like playing? Okay, I don't know if I feel like playing this, but should I play it? Because, I haven't played it in a while. Okay, well, I also bought this game, and I need to play it because I bought it, but then I don't really feel like playing it right now. Oh yeah, but then I had this other game that I bought last week. I should probably play that as well. And then before you know it, I've played games without really playing them. So as a person who has never had this problem before, how do I fix it? I mean, the simplest answer would be just delete the games that I'm not playing. And now that I think about it, I don't think this would have been as big as an issue. I'm over here like blaming other people for my problems. But when you wanted to download a game that you already owned or, whatever, you used to go on the eShop and then you'd go to games purchased and then you would scroll down and find the games. Now there is that virtual game card icon on the home menu. You can just scroll through and see all the games you played and you're like, oh, I'll download this one. Okay, I'll download that one. Okay, I'll download this one too. Maybe I'll play that next week. And it doesn't take up any storage and it's just there and it's enticing. And I feel like since the Switch 2 has so much storage, I should definitely take advantage of that storage. So if I only have 3 games downloaded on my Switch 2, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice by not utilizing that storage that's there. Not using it, not taking advantage of it. Because on the Switch, I wish I had that storage. And now that I have the storage, I'm using it, but it's becoming a problem. So, I feel like this is one of those I can give advice but not take my own advice. The answer has to be to download less games. To stop buying games unless I want to play a game. And it seems very straightforward, but it's like there's so many great deals. And Switch games are going on sale, and they're working better on the Switch too. And maybe I'll want to play them one day. Maybe not this week, but maybe next week. And maybe that deal won't be available then. But that's a stupid way to think. And my problem is very small, right? I am not anyway comparing myself to people who might have 200 games on their PS5 or 200 games in their Steam libraries, and they're still buying games all the time. But I could see how this could snowball into a bigger issue. So I love my Nintendo Switch too, but it has created a massive problem for me, and something that could really become a real problem, like financially, maybe mentally, maybe that turns into an addiction where you're just searching out game deals all the time and buying them for no reason. And it's something I have recognized, and I really want to correct it, right? Maybe you think this is all a joke and this isn't an issue for you at all, or maybe you can relate, but yeah, I felt like it was definitely worth something talking about. So if you've ever had a backlog problem, or you fixed your backlog problem, or you learned something, or you can add on something to this video, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. If you guys made it to this part of the video, hit a like and subscribe if you could. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep our communities growing. And we are streaming weekly. The Discord is in the description. I would love to see you at one of those streams. But you guys know me. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.